Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. 1923's Season 2 premiere brings back a violent Yellowstone Dutton tradition, and I can't wait for more. 1923 Season 2's premiere felt reminiscent of an unforgettable aspect of Yellowstone, and I hope it carries on in some capacity through the remainder of the series. Brandon Sklenar plays Spencer Dutton in 1923's cast, and in a universe that includes John Dutton i.e., Rip Wheeler, and many more, Spencer manages to be one of the toughest characters we've seen. We've seen him kill leopards, lions, and sharks, and now he's getting in the business of hand-to-hand combat, hoping to earn enough money to afford a train back to Montana. Unlike Yellowstone, which takes place primarily on the Dutton Ranch and surrounding areas of Montana, 1923's story so far has partially transpired overseas. Spencer Dutton and his now wife, Alex Dutton, spent much of Season 1 in Africa, and they're now taking separate journeys from Europe to reunite in America. The journey will be perilous for both, but that's part of what makes the Yellowstone prequels so compelling. The modern-day Duttons in Yellowstone experience danger, but the threats aren't nearly as consistent as they were in the ranch's early days. 1923 Season 2, Episode 1's ending saw Spencer Dutton and his new companion, Luca, develop a scheme to generate income while on the ship overseas. Spencer needs money for his train ride to Montana, and he's begun betting on fights to get him there. He's won so far, generating some quick income, but it seems doubtful that matters will continue to be easy for the Dutton heir. Regardless, the fistfights immediately reminded me of the organized brawls on the ranch in Yellowstone. The fights between Lloyd and Walker, Rip and Case, and Beth and Summer were some of the most brutal confrontations in the entire show, seeing characters settle matters with their fists. The fights Spencer is partaking in aren't quite as dramatic on a personal level, as we don't know the people he's knocking down. That said, it still demonstrates critical aspects of the toughness required to be a Dutton. Alex's journey to Montana in 1923 Season 2 will be the show's most vital narrative, setting her up as the show's Rip replacement after Yellowstone. Be it 1923 or Yellowstone, the Dutton family live in a Wild West among civilized society. Fistfights aren't just entertainment action in these shows. They're a demonstration of a way of life. Dutton tradition is to defend the family land with sweat and blood and to lead the ranch. One requires a particular grit and toughness. Spencer Dutton is the ideal leader over someone like Jack because he's controlled but can also get down in the mud, showing just how primal the Dutton family really is despite all their wealth and land. Cast Remy Holt, Tyler Gaisford, Julia Schletfer, Amelia Rico, Michelle Randolph, Lena Robinson, Tank Sade, Luke Tyler, Patrick Birch, Darren Mann, Marley Shelton, Sebastian Rocha, Amina Neves, Carrie O'Malley, Isabel May, Brandon Sklenar, Jerome Flynn, Timothy Dalton, Helen Mirren, James Badgedale, Brian Girardi, Harrison Ford, Robert Patrick, Jennifer L., Jennifer Carpenter. The highly anticipated Season 2 premiere of 1923 wastes no time in reminding fans why the Dutton family saga is one of the most brutal and compelling stories in television history. Picking up right where the gripping first season left off, the latest chapter in Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone prequel series resurrects an age-old Dutton tradition, one soaked in blood, vengeance, and the harsh reality of frontier justice. And if this premiere is anything to go by, we are in for one hell of a ride this season. ###, the return of Dutton justice. From the very first moments of 1923 Season 2, it's clear that the Duttons are done playing defense. The premiere opens with Jacob Dutton, Harrison Ford, standing over the grave of a fallen ally, his weathered face a mixture of grief and determination. The events of last season, culminating in the brutal shootout orchestrated by Banner Creighton, Jerome Flynn, and the looming threat of Donald Whitfield, Timothy Dalton, have left the family battered but not broken. If there's one thing we've learned from the Yellowstone universe, it's that the Duttons never let a wrong go unpunished. And so, in a sequence that can only be described as quintessential Dutton justice, the premiere wastes no time in delivering retribution. Jacob, alongside his loyal nephew Jack, Darren Mann, and a handful of trusted men, rides out at dawn with a single purpose: to send a message. The confrontation is swift, ruthless, and leaves no room for mercy. It's a reminder of the brutal world these characters inhabit, one where law and morality are subjective, and survival often comes down to who strikes first. Hashtag echoes of Yellowstone *. For fans of Yellowstone *, this return to Dutton tradition is nothing short of exhilarating. Throughout the flagship series, we've seen John Dutton, Kevin Costner, and his men maintain their grip on the Yellowstone ranch through calculated violence, whether it's the infamous train station or taking justice into their own hands when the law proves inadequate. *1923* brings that same energy, proving that the Duttons have always operated under their own set of rules. What makes *1923* even more gripping, however, is that the stakes feel even higher. Unlike John Dutton's world, where technology and modern law enforcement provide some level of structure, Jacob and his family are navigating an era where justice is often decided in the moment with a rifle in hand. This season premiere expertly captures that raw intensity, leaving viewers with a mix of awe, dread, and an insatiable hunger for more. Hashtag Spencer's return and its bloody consequences. One of the biggest moments in the Season 2 premiere comes with the long-awaited return of Spencer Dutton, Brandon Sklenar. Last seen fighting for his life in Africa with Alexandra Julia Schlepfer, Spencer's journey back to Montana has been anything but easy. But when he finally arrives home, he's met with a harsh truth: the war for the ranch is far from over, and his skills as a soldier and hunter are needed now more than ever. Spencer's arrival brings a fresh wave of tension, especially between him and Jack. While the two share the same blood, their experiences couldn't be more different. Jack, despite his youthful bravado, has never known war the way Spencer has. And when their paths collide in the wake of a particularly brutal act of revenge, it sets the stage for what promises to be one of the season's most fascinating conflicts. Will Spencer's battle-hardened instincts clash with Jacob's leadership, or will he be the Dutton who finally tips the scales in their favor? Hashtag the Whitfield threat looms large. While the premiere delivers plenty of action, it also makes one thing clear: Donald Whitfield is not a man to be underestimated. The wealthy and ruthless businessman who positioned himself as the Duttons' most dangerous adversary at the end of last season continues to tighten his grip on Montana. If the premiere's final moments are anything to go by, Whitfield's plan is more insidious than we ever imagined. Timothy Dalton delivers a chilling performance, portraying Whitfield as a man who understands power in ways the Duttons do not. Unlike Banner Creighton, who relied on brute force and recklessness, Whitfield plays the long game. His wealth gives him influence, and his methods are far more calculating. While Jacob may have won this round, it's clear that Whitfield is far from defeated. In fact, he may be just getting started. Hashtag why this premiere sets the tone for an explosive season. The best thing about *1923*'s Season 2 premiere is that it doesn't just reintroduce us to the characters we love, it sets the stage for an all-out war. Every Dutton prequel has explored a different era of conflict, but *1923* feels the most volatile. This is a time when the West is changing, when powerful men like Whitfield are beginning to replace cowboys with corporations, and when survival depends on adapting to an ever-evolving